Social media connects us, but at what cost? As more young people go online, health professionals, parents, and authorities are raising concerns about the effects on mental well-being.
Students have been bad, but now what I've realized is that these children, when you give them a lot of time to stay on phones, it affects their level of creativity. Two, the other, they will never get time to learn how to perform homeworks, because they spend much of their time on phones. The other thing, they get to discover a lot of things on those phones, some which affect them negatively.
As the world advances, many problems also come in. These phones are good, yes, but with the children of primary level, they have got some more problems with them. There are things which are not good for the child in primary especially, to see or to hear or to learn. Take example of the TikTok. It's good to adults, but the children it's not good. One time I was seated in a restaurant. Some parent came with his son. The kid must have been around 9-10 years. So we were there waiting to be served food. They served us food. As we were eating, the parent made a mistake, which I would call a mistake. So he switched on to the internet, rather to TikTok. As he was going through what was on the TikTok, some person talked words which a parent became so shy. He became ashamed, but of course he couldn't do much. It had already been said out, and the child was there. So I found it so hard and so embarrassing for a child to hear certain words from TikTok.
Even on some TVs, there is programs where the children are not supposed to look at, who are below me 25 years. Even 18 years, I take the younger kid. But 25 is a grown-up. That one is free to do what he can do.
In Uganda, millions of young people are online. The Uganda Communications Commission reports over 10 million social media users, a large proportion of them youth. A Ugandan study carried out in central and eastern Uganda in 2025 finds that around 23 to 24% of children and adolescents experience mental health issues such as depression and anxiety.
Social media can lead to a variety of, mental disorders, in fact, impact their mental health. For example, exposure to this social media can really lead to anxiety and depression. And how does anxiety and depression come? For example, you see these comparison kind of standards, A child will watch something on social media and want to actually, compare him or herself to his peers. So when he finds that maybe for what he's watching is not, is not in comparison with what has actually seen, you find that all this will lead to some feelings of inadequacy or self-esteem. So this will lead to feelings of anxiety or even depression, and so forth.
We see the internet as a pool. It has many things. Even for us adults leaving children alone, you will find the good there, you find the bad there. There is everything that you would want to get. So our children are getting exposed to that world that has not sieved which type of content they're supposed to give their eyes to, they're supposed to give their ears to, or give their attention to. So you find that effect coming in, that at the end of the day you find them getting exposed to pornography and all other related things that may not be good for their health and their mental health as well. We have had cases of serious anxiety, depression. We see young people developing low self-esteem, and most of the cases this is caused by issues like cyberbullying and the pressure that comes from the competition of using the internet.
According to the Uganda Association of Psychiatrists, broader mental health challenges persist. Over 20% of children are estimated to live with some form of mental illness, including anxiety and depression, all of which can be traced back to children being online and the negative effects associated with it.
We say that a child's mind is born as an innate, not knowing anything. In science, we call that as tabula rasa. A child is born without not knowing anything. But as time goes on, while interacting with the environment, then the child's mind goes on, getting filled with a lot of information. This is when a child now can understand that this is a person, this is an animal, can differentiate between a woman and a man just because of that exposure.
For me, what I know about children is that what a child sees or what a child hears clings on their mind so much. These children learn by seeing.
Actually, that point of development is very critical enough, because what a child learns at that time, it takes it to be true. So if you, a parent, doesn't come in to actually, correct or supervise what this child is learning, you may find that the child may actually learn some other behaviors that are immoral, the society, or that are not accepted.
But then parents often ask, at what age should a child have a phone and social media access? Experts say there is no perfect age, but guidelines help.
Age matters. It depends on how maybe the children are brought up, because you can't say that at this age she can be about 3 or 4, but when it is not good for him to be with a phone, maybe when he's like 5 years, I think. Now when he has someone who is guiding, following some rules, like, some phones, maybe having somebody, like on social media, you find somebody acts which are not good, so that those children shouldn't watch them.
In my opinion, they could have phones at around the age of 5 maybe, or 6. But that is under supervision, because there is no way you're going to give a gadget, or there is no way you're going to give a child access to a phone or the internet and let them be by themselves. They need guidance and supervision, how to use the phone and on what to use the phone for.
I believe for any child to grow up well, they need some rules out of love. In fact, parents ought to explain to their children that we are bringing up these rules not because we intend to do anything bad to you, but because we love you, and the world is a crazy world, and you are a child. As a child, we want to groom you into the perfect person in the community. And how they can do that is through, for example, restricting hours of use. Like they can opt to have screen-free dinners. When it is time for food, a parent puts up a rule that if it is food time, no one is supposed to be on their phones. If it is sleeping time, no one is supposed to access their phones. We have seen children who are online, little children of less than 12 years, and you find someone is online at 2.
Looking abroad, Australia recently became the first country to ban social media for under 16-olds in an effort to protect youth mental health. Under the new Australian law, major platforms must block accounts of anyone under 16 or face significant fines. While Uganda hasn't adopted such legislation, observing international trends helps shape our own policies around children's well-being online. Social media won't disappear, but understanding its effects and promoting healthy habits for our children is essential.
One of the things I admire is the Australian government's reform. Recently, as soon as, actually I saw this news just today on CNN, that they had banned under 16-year-olds from using social media in Australia. And I feel like it's a move that many other leaders across the world should emulate. Yeah.
Do you think that's actually going to help us banning people from using the internet, just chasing the youth from using the internet, or we should actually derive measures that can protect them whilst using the internet?
I think actually that would be a better option, or something of a mixture of the two.
Olukiiko lw'ekyalo twali tubaddeko n'abaana abali mu myaka 12, 8, 15. Naye omusaala gulina gwatutawaanya kubanga obwana buli bwakolanga coordination nga buteekateeka kubba bantu, kubba batuuze. Naye nga bwewulizaganya ku masimu, bwesindika message tusinkane wano tukole bwetu. Kati twakwata akamera twagenda okugobereranga essimu zaze zitambula bwezi kakati. Ne ngamba n'ekyo nakyo kyaba kyabulabi. Ate omwana era ku ssimu naye nga bayize batya era ebyo obukodyo babujja ku ssimu okwo kwe bayigiririza kuba kuliko bagenda page jaggulawo nga yo tendeka ebyo kuba ku ssimu kyateekebwateekebwa kibaako okwo abaana mabegako twafunako case ey'obwana obuto nga bugezaako okupracticinga sex in public. Ekintu ekitali kibeera kyangu mu kwandolinga era twatwala obudde twatwala initiative okufuna ba parents b'abaana abo nabo naye tugenda okutunula sources zaabyo. Abaana awaka badde awaka bakwata essimu z'abazadde baabwe ne batunuulira ne balabako ebifaananyi bingi.
One thing I think that parents, in fact this is more of parental work than it is government work. Parents should work hard to see to it that they monitor how children use these gadgets. In most cases, you come to realize that they have access to anything an adult person has access to. So I think it goes back to parents monitoring how children use these gadgets.
But what can you do? You can't hide your phone. Yeah? You can't stop them from looking at phone. Only to talk to them. These things are not good, they are bad. When they are seeing those things, they hide themselves. They don't come public to the parents. Only unless you are just you get them when they are looking at it. It's not easy. Mother, parent, help your children. Then you send them to teachers also, they help. The two, if they come together, a teacher and a parent, your child will grow in a good grand family.
In my phone, I make sure that I put the password, so there are certain things that they cannot access. Yeah, password on things like Facebook, WhatsApp, and at times even what I do, any video that I see that cannot help them, that's not good for the children, I delete it. Just delete it and leave only what is constructive to their minds.
I would advise the parents out there to limit these children. Not everything is good for a child. Okay? Give them time. Let them give them time. Let them grow. As they grow, they get access to these things. But some of these phones, they really spoil the children. They really spoil children. And one of the problems that their parents are having now, right now, is the result of these mobile phones. Children tend to learn to see things which are far above their age, and they end up getting spoiled. So that's why I advise parents not allow their children to get access to these phones so much.
The management care plan depends on the severity of the mental illness or problem the child would be having. For example, if it is addiction to social media, just only addiction whereby a child has not maybe developed anxiety or depression, but only addiction. So this one can be solved at home. How? By teaching the parent, or even by teaching the parent how to handle the situation. For example, you can give in a schedule of how the device can be used. Usually, children will follow what their parents tell them. So I believe that will be one way. But now, if this is addiction that is being, compromised with anxiety disorders, maybe depression, and it is leading to this child commit suicide, then there is a need to maybe manage this child in the hospital, whereby he or she may need some medication to first stabilize the mind, to calm down the nerves. Somebody is not sleeping, even though after taking off the device, and somebody still struggles with, lack of sleep, then there is a need to stabilize this person, because in normal life you need not to lack sleep.
Behind every screen is a real child with real feelings. A like can lift them up, a comment can break them down, and silence when they're struggling can be the loudest danger of all. When we protect children's minds, we protect their future. Let's raise a generation that is confident online, responsible online, and never alone, even in a digital world.
New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.